What I miss? What I miss, everybody? Am I late or am I early?
Your own time.
All right, good, perfect. Shout out to Dean for telling me yesterday about this call.
If you're not early, you're late.
Yeah, for real, right?
Woo woo.
What's up, Dean, man?
What up?
Good morning, or afternoon, should I say?
Morning over here.
Yeah, it's afternoon. It's 12 over here. I feel like shit, dude. Strip club last night sucks.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yo,
Good evening.
Luke, I am your father.
How do we change our nickname on here? Can we change our nickname?
Yeah, I need to change mine.
You can, yeah. You change it in your settings, I think. You go into your settings and press edit and change your name.
What's up, Dev? What's up?
Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
everybody? How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Hot in Texas.
I need to be in Texas then.
I heard it's like 90 degrees in Texas, huh?
Hell yeah, it's hot.
God bless you guys if you guys ever get a heat wave. 'Cause I'll never come outside.
I had a guy from Germany came over and he said humans should not live in Texas.
Sounds about right.
Good afternoon from the United Kingdom.
Good afternoon,
Hello,
King. How you doing?
Hello,
Long time no speak.
Yes, I know. Keep missing each
Hello.
other.
Good night in
It's all
India.
good. Good night, Jagdish. Hey, man, it's always great to see you, man. You're very involved with the community, man. Absolutely love it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So I'll just let's start the AMA. I'll just let you guys know the structure and the format. First, Dev is just gonna give us updates, okay, of what's happened in the last 1 week, as well as what's planned for July. After that, I'll talk about the community, some of the initiatives, some of the marketing, and right after that, feel free. We'll do like a question and answer session, one by one, if you guys can. I'll try to moderate as much as possible, but everyone hearing it would be just great if everyone gets a chance to ask their questions, and I'll be on as long as it takes to just kind of tend to everybody. All right, let's get started. Dev?
Yeah, let me start. So from a development perspective in the last week, we basically have... Is this live on Twitch, by the way? Are we also live on Twitch? Did we check that that's on?
Oh, okay, yeah, just give me 10 seconds. Let me confirm that. Hold on.
I want to make sure that's on before we start as well.
Awesome.
Because we should be streaming, huh? It looks like it's on.
Yeah, we set it up earlier today. The YouTube and the YouTube live stream and the Twitch. 1 second, I'm just confirming. But Dev, you can go. You can get started. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Go
it's
ahead,
on.
man.
It's on. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that was on before I start. So, yeah, from a development perspective, the main things that we have this week is we got the tracker and the minigame both approved on the Play Store. As you guys know, we had the APK launched for both of those a while ago, but they're actually on the Play Store now, which makes it a lot easier for people to get them. We've also uploaded both of the apps to the App Store, but that was also uploaded before the Android one was uploaded to the Play Store. But unfortunately, Apple are just, Apple being fucking Apple. If anyone on here has ever uploaded an app to the App Store on an individual account, they're a pain in the ass. They take a long time to approve, so we just have to wait. There's literally nothing you can do. They're just very strict. So we're gonna have to wait for Apple, but as soon as that's launched, we'll announce that in the group. The other things that we've been working on is we've been working on the NFTs in the background. So working on making the Bezogis, coding the Bezogis for NFTs. We're also working on the marketplace for the NFTs, so that we can launch the marketplace on the Bezoge.com website, and we'll also list on some other platforms as well for people to be able to buy the NFTs. So you won't just be able to buy on Bezoge.com; you'll be able to buy on other places too. And then we've also coded together a gallery for you to view every single different type of Bezoge. So we've got that. We've got it internally. We've not launched it yet on the website or anything, but we've put that together so that people will be able to go on Bezoge.com and they'll be able to build their own Bezoge and get an idea of which one they want to get in the launch when we finally launch the NFTs. So that's actually really cool. We've been, I think Robert Gates, Zach has already been building some Bezogis. Have you, Zach? Have you been building some Bezogis on the gallery?
All I can tell you is that my wife's saying that I've turned into a kid when I first started my own business. She's like, I've gone 15 years back because of Bezoge. So I'm doing everything. I'm doing some stuff you don't even know about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool stuff, but yeah, I am, man. Why you gotta put me in the spotlight?
Anyway, my brother's been building them as well. He's been enjoying it because I allowed him the test version of the gallery to build them and see what the Bezogis look like. There's a lot of really cool Bezogis that we didn't even realize existed ourselves until we created that gallery. And because because they're all randomly generated, right? So when we built the gallery, we were actually able to look in ourselves and actually build some the way that we would want them. And man, some of them are really cool. Some combinations that we didn't expect. So that's coming up very soon.
Detail. Basically, it's to do with the properties, the color combinations, the different style of characters, and so on. And Dev, just to okay, go ahead, continue. I have a couple of small questions for you, but no problem. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, that's it regarding NFTs. The question on NFT.
So what I wanted to know is when you said you're coding, I know what you're doing, but when you said you were coding the Bezogis, right? Could you just detail out exactly the purpose of that coding?
I mean, the purpose of the coding is we need to make sure we have NFTs that are compatible with our game, essentially when it comes out. And we also want to, we were discussing this earlier, we actually want to make the NFTs compatible with other metaverses. You know, so like Decentraland, these sort of metaverses, we want people to be able to use their Bezogis in these other metaverses as well. So in that aspect, we're going to have to create compatible NFTs that can go into other metaverses, and that's something that we're also working on. That's
so
what we
basically,
mean by coding.
when we get to the launch of the NFTs, what people will be buying is not just lifetime ownership and authentic ownership of just the Bezoge itself. Like they'll be provided the whole backend files and configurations that they need to be able to take those Bezogis into any other metaverse out there, or majority of metaverses, right?
Yeah, much like Meebits, right? Much like Meebits, where you literally will actually own that 3D model, and you'll be able to use it in any metaverse in any way that you want to use it, essentially. It'll be
That's really
in a
cool, man.
completely
Meebits,
decentralized way. You'll own it. Yeah, decentralized way. You'll own that model, that 3D model, and that character, and you'll be able to use it in any game that supports it. And we're going to try and support as many different metaverses as we possibly can. By the way, Doglord's giving me shit in the background. If everyone wants, instead of listening to this on Telegram, I know that people want to listen in on Telegram. Can everyone go on Twitch and stream this on Twitch? At least even listen on Telegram, but stream it on Twitch at the same time. Because if we're able to stream on Twitch and get, let's say, how many people are in here on Telegram? I think 30 or 40 people, 56. If everyone can open up Twitch, someone can share the link in the group, and it'll help us with the algorithm. It'll help with the algorithm on Twitch. If we get 57 people all streaming on Twitch, it'll be really good for us. So it would be great if people could move over to Twitch. You can still ask questions in
Please,
this
guys,
voice
even
chat,
if
but
you...
at least open Twitch, yeah.
Okay, the link has been left on the main group, guys. If you can just leave it open in the background, that would be really nice. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue.
Yeah, so the other thing in the background, we shared some very early videos of the MMO development that I think some people got confused about and thought that was basically how the game is actually going to look. It's not. I mean, that's a very rough world. It's just a completely empty sandbox that we have the Bezogis running around in, so that we can get an idea of start to build the 3D metaverse. It's a very rough background, very very rough alpha. So the game is going to look very different to that, and we actually have a lot of development on that already. We've already created a way that you can go into the game. You can choose your own Bezoge. You can choose the fur color, the highlights color, the eye color, the nose color, everything. And then you click join, and you go in and you can play in an online multiplayer already with up to 100 people. So we have that working already. We're not sharing that out yet, but very soon we want to share that it's basically a very open sandbox with very limited functionality. But at least the community will be able to go in, they'll be able to build their own little Bezoge, try the different colors, and then run around in an empty world in the beginning. And the idea is that we'll slowly start adding functionality into that game. So we want to include the community in the process, right? So it'll be very basic in the beginning, but as people give us feedback, people start playing and we see what people are doing, we'll be able to take community feedback and build the game together, rather than it being just us building the game on our own and making all the decisions. If we get people in even at a very early stage when the game is very basic and has little functionality, I think that'll be much more interesting. We'll get a lot of creative ideas. So that's what we're doing with the
That's
MMO.
the thing, right? People want fun in games. So just so that you guys know,
we have a lot of development on that, just to be very clear. We have a lot of development, and the game looks very different to the video we already shared. But we're very reluctant to share more videos about that because people get confused. If people don't know the context and they just see it as being like a shitty game or whatever, people don't understand us when we post it on social media and these sort of things. They think that it's just a very basic game, right? And so we don't want that to happen. So that's why we've not shared very many more updates right away.
basically, guys, also keep in mind what actually happened is this whole thing came up as an idea when the initial Bezogis were designed. We thought as a team, it's kind of cool if we could start having our team meetings and run around as Bezogis and just fuck around and have fun while we're like, discussing the project and building it, because, we're in a virtual reality kind of environment. So it's more creative. That was the actual purpose. And then Jeff decided to send out a little teaser, and we don't want to. And people started judging the MMO, which is a whole different story based on that little teaser. So to tell you guys, that's what happened, man. Your devs were just trying to have some fun and start doing their meetings, running around as little Bezoge characters, and that's what happened. Yeah. So anyway, so just to give you guys a clarity that we do have that. And obviously, why we're doing the sandbox environment is, like he said, people can come up with creative ideas. Like, if you want to have, like, I don't know, I would love to see a small little place where I see Jeff Bezos kicking Elon Musk in the nuts continuously. Like, stuff like that. Like, cool things that are meme related, entertainment related. I wanted like a broken spaceship of Blue Origin, and there's like a bunch of little workers who are starving or dying, and they're trying to rebuild it. So like everyone in the community can put out ideas, and I think that would be great just to get everyone's creativity in with the sandbox environment. Okay, moving on.
That's the entire goal of that sandbox. It's an empty world essentially, and we'll build functionality into it as the community wants it, and eventually we'll have a fully fledged game. And I think it's a very cool way to develop a game, and it's a very new way to develop it. Seeing as we're a community project, it's a really cool way that we can bring the community into the game development process. And we'll come up with a whole lot of ideas that we could never come up with on our own. And I think that's what's going to be really cool about it, that everyone can be part of it. You're not just sitting here waiting for the developer to finish the game. You're actually sitting there playing it in a very basic form and being part of it in the whole process. And I think it's going to be really fun. I've never seen a game built like that in my life. So it'll be a very cool way to build a game. It's never been
Since
done
we're
before.
on the blockchain, since we're on the blockchain, what also happens is it'll kind of build provenance, and whatever anyone in the community is contributing, they'll always be able to feel like, you know, they were part of it. Not only the build of it, but the success of the project in general. And, you know, I think everyone would like to do that, right? Like an early contributor. So years from now, you guys could be like, oh, you see that aspect or that in the game? Yeah, that was my idea. And then the developers kind of coded that in for us. That's why
exactly.
we thought that, yeah. And yes, everyone gets to start playing like a lot sooner, which would be kind of cool as well. So
And that's
you
why the
guys would be
entire
more.
goal of that game, my only requirements to the development team here were have a game that's a completely empty world with Bezogis. You can build your own Bezoge, you can walk around and you can talk in like live chat. That was the only requirements that we had for that very basic sandbox environment. And that's basically
Cool,
what we did. And it's actually really cool now.
Cool,
It looks a lot better than the video that we shared. But we'll share that once it's even more fully fledged, just so people don't get confused.
All right, let's move
and then
on.
Finally, the final update on the development side is we are completely redesigning the website so that we can have the Bezoge builder. We'll have the fully very memey, beautiful homepage that'll kick Kishu's ass, because I know Kishu's website's really nice. We want to make it much nicer than theirs. We're gonna have a lot of really cool 3D renders, some storyline in there. It's gonna be awesome. Honestly, it looks really good. We've already finished the design basically. We're working on some final graphics and then we'll code it up. It'll also have the Bezoge builder, so like the Bezoge gallery in there, and then we'll be working on some other things on the side. There's other things that we've not really announced yet that I can't say, but what else will be in the website? I'm trying to think what I've missed. What
For
have I
those
missed
who
in the
love
website?
You've missed quite a bit. But there was like 2 or 3 aspects of it which is still yet to be announced to the people, right? As a public official kind of announcement. Another cool thing, if you guys love the Bezoge story, with the new website there'll also be chapter 2 of the story. Some more content that's been created around the Bezoge story, the humor, the entertainment, the same politically incorrect current event stuff. So a lot of you that like
We're also
the
on the
part of
website.
the story,
We're animating and bringing the story to life. Just so you know, there's a section of the website is literally the designer is currently animating it all into like a comic book style animation, so that people can actually come in and see like an animated story of what Zach's masterpiece of a story of what the Bezoge world is. So that's going to be a really cool way that you'll be able to come and see in a very visual way the Bezoge story, and I think that's going to make it really much more engaging to be on the website.
Cool. Do we any more development updates?
I think that's it. That's the key updates. Of course, there's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes, but that's the key things that we can discuss on the AMA.
Cool stuff, man. In the community, what you guys can do is anyone listening in on this voice chat, there's 52 of you. There is a function where you can raise your hand. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand, or at least say I, and then I can one by one just address you guys, and you guys can ask your questions to Dev about any of the development. After that, we're going to move on to the PR, marketing, community, and other things. I'll be giving those updates to you guys as well. Cool, man. Any questions?
Any questions from the community? Ideally, if people could write questions on Twitch, that would be good.
We have a few questions on Twitch. One quick question is, when we'll be able to buy the Bezogis. Dev, will the Bezogis be able to purchase in the month of July?
I really hope so. If it's not July, it'll be early August, but definitely within the next month or maybe just over a month. Definitely, yes, 100%.
So these will be the fully coded, multiverse applicable kind of Bezogis, right?
I would say not necessarily usable in every multiverse yet, but they'll definitely be the rights to that, right? So when you have your NFT, you'll have access to all these 3D folders, 3D files, and all these things. We're still working on exactly how we'll make that possible, because of course
Well,
that data is not all going to be in the blockchain, right? But the fact that you own that 3D model will be in the blockchain, and you'll be able to download it on our website. So by linking your wallet and proving that you own that NFT, you'll be able to download all the 3D model and all that sort of stuff. Because it's
the
not
vector
feasible to have
file,
it
the
all in the
AI
blockchain.
file.
Yeah, of course. It's not feasible to have that all in the blockchain, but yeah. So we'll keep adding to it, adding as new multiverses come available and all these sort of things, we'll be able to add to it and build it in. But yeah, you'll definitely be able to buy and view your Bezoge within the next month, or let's say month or two, but hopefully within 1 month, yeah. I
So
don't want to
just to
overpromise.
get a little technical for guys who just want to understand what that was all about. Basically, there are limitations of having NFTs is that you can have the metadata, right? Which is just a bunch of digits and numbers or whatever it is on the IPFS, which is the decentralized file sharing system. You can also host images on a decentralized system like Arweave. But if you connect your wallet, and let's say you want to use your NFT Bezoge character in Sandbox, if you connect your wallet, you'll be able to download the files of our website in order to do that, because we can't host that much data on any decentralized storage system at this point of time. All right, so that's basically what Jeff was trying to tell you guys. Great. And what about the website version 2 on another platform? A user's asked question. He's like, when's the version 2 of your website coming up? Is that slated in the next couple of weeks or in the month of July itself?
Once hopefully the design will be finished in the next few days. The design is finished, but we have the graphics, the animated graphics and all that stuff is still coming, and 3D renders for all the gaming graphics. So that should be 2 weeks. It should be in the next 2 weeks.
Okay, 1 second.
That'll certainly be. It definitely will be in the month of July.
Okay.
Definitely will be
All
in the
right,
month
great.
of July.
Great. Okay, sounds good. There was another question. Will we be promoting the dev updates? Yes, we will. Will the community also be doing it? We definitely hope so. So obviously, once this AMA is done, we're going to encourage everyone to share it for those who weren't able to listen in. It's Sunday. It's a little early for a Sunday in North America. So please, guys, whoever's listening in, we'll leave a message on the TG group as well. We'll try to post this so that people can go through the recap in case they've missed out. We appreciate you all guys being here, but we also appreciate if you guys can spread the word when we're starting to post, and so that many people during the day can actually catch up on this.
Yeah. That's the other key thing that I want to mention just while we're saying the community. I want to make it clear again, it's not a dev project. It's yes, we're creating the game, but we really want this is a community project, and we need the community to get more active and start sharing, start promoting on every channel that they have, get their friends to buy. Not necessarily get your friends to buy, but tell your friend about it. It's really about, if you own Bezoge, you really should be sharing it as much as possible to every single person that you know, and on every single channel that you have. We don't really discuss this much in the group because we're the dev team. We can't be coming on here every day and telling you guys to shill, because it's not what we want to be doing. But I do want to, when we're on these calls, make you guys aware that it's a community token. It's not just a dev run token. You don't just buy, sit back, you know, and watch it. Everyone in here needs to be shilling their asses off. And I think it needs to be made more clear. So everyone in this group, every time you're on and you see it like it's maybe a little bit dead, of course, because I can see if there's 50 people on this call, you guys are 50 of the people that are willing to be very active, right? So these active people, that when you're on this group and you see other people coming in, you need to make this very clear to everyone else and spread the word to everyone else in the group that they're not just buying, sitting back and relaxing. You need to be sharing and you know, creating content, helping the community, because it's a community token. It's not just a dev run token. Maybe Zach can build on that a little bit. He's the shill king.
Man, I have always stressed the importance of spreading the word. The thing is, this kind of code, this kind of distribution, this kind of fairness does not exist in any crypto project, right? Everyone that comes in as a Bezogian is proud to be a Bezogian. We've seen businessmen, high-ranking C-level executives who've bought into Bezoge. They're working towards the betterment of Bezoge by telling people, involving their coworkers, colleagues, friends, family. You've bought into it. We've earned your trust. We've earned your confidence. We've shown you development. And we've also shown the fact that it is a well-funded project and it will continue and growing for years and years to come. So take a little bit of that sense of pride, joy, and community involvement and share it with others. Our groups, our platforms, our communities, there's only unity. There's only like, I get a sense of like great like positivity. Even in our Telegram group, you'll notice that there's nothing negative. If you go into other groups of other projects, tokens, DeFi, meme, whatever you call it, there's a lot of trash. But our community is running clean. There's a lot of unity. So take that sense of unity. There's obviously people out there that you know that could use that, right? Because of Corona, a lot of people were restricted into their homes. A lot of people have actually taken great joy in coming into communities like this, becoming friends with strangers, right? So really, I think from that point of view as well, that you guys should really feel that it's a responsibility, to increase the value of your own project, as well as get people involved who could actually use that positivity and sense of belonging in their life. So yeah, please, yeah, everyone has to keep pushing, get the word out, give us ideas, start throwing links into the group and asking people to like it. Whatever it is, even if you see a Facebook post which seems like, hey man, this would be good if we could mention more Bezoge here, just click on the share, click on Telegram or Twitter, just tag, and you know what, at least there's a 50 or 100 members or 5 members in the community that will do something. They'll go to that post, they'll write about Bezoge, or they'll like and retweet what you're sharing, and that's all of that, whether small or big, whether it's one person or 1,000 people, it makes a difference. We caught the eye of some very influential people in the game early on, and believe me, guys, it all started with one tweet, right? And that's it. They recognized us, they found us, their followers followed us, and that's how we've become so big so far. So don't worry about your reach. Even if you feel like you're going to reach one person, you never know how important that one person could be. Okay.
Yep, I agree. And now on to your section of the update, Zach. Huh?
All right, cool. So, all right. So officially, this Monday, we had some great marketing and PR kick in. We had proper moderators getting into our Telegram group. We've been in touch and in agreement with some micro and mid-level influencers. We finalized that. We had an amazing recognition when the press release came out on Bitcoin News. That was really cool because they've been in the game since 2013.
That's
Um,
awesome.
small little publicity stunts like Naked Cowboy and those things happen. And obviously, what also happened is last week was a very difficult week in crypto in general for all projects. So there's a lot of stuff that's piled up, like a lot of cool stuff from the Bezoge bros, a bunch of cool things from our marketing that had kind of been finalized and put on hold because we're like, hey, you know what? Let's see a good week in crypto so we can really start pushing that kind of news out and enjoying the hype in the green days. So last week was a little bit of a tough week, what we felt for most projects. And thus, there's a lot of stuff that started piling up from marketing, Bezos Bros, some influencers. Like I said, micro and mid-level influencers. We're in talks with some big influencers as well, but nothing final. So it's not really much of a news to tell you guys, oh, we've got some 7 million subscriber channel that's going to mention us. But micro and mid level is like 20,000 subscribers or 50,000 subscribers, and it's not one. We've kind of done a few. There's also going to be a very big press release that goes out this week. That one we know about. It's not going to come as a shock. So this is all great news that even platforms that have talked about serious crypto have never talked about a meme with a purpose or an all-purpose meme utility kind of project are starting to find us. They're starting to come to us. They're like, guys, we like your project. We like your code. We love the fairness of your distribution. And can we mention you? So we're very honored to kind of get that recognition because a lot of projects are chasing people, but the crypto world seems like they're coming to us. They're very intrigued by what we're doing. Also, we had the meme contest, and this time around, like the memes were amazing. From our first meme contest, we've seen some a huge like. I'm not saying that people's efforts were not like good, but this time around, we've seen like a lot more submissions, a lot more awesomeness. Right after this AMA, we're gonna start the voting. So we're gonna let the community vote in on what they feel their favorite memes are, and be announcing the winners as soon as the voting comes to an end. What else do I have for you guys? Yeah, a lot of people are asking us about further listing on exchanges. Now, look, this kind of news stays very confidential, but I'll let you guys know that we are already at final stages with 3 exchanges already. And we're just comparing volumes, user bases, the certain kind of projects that these guys are doing, so on and so forth. So definitely, if you're thinking, if you want to know whether Bezoge is looking to list on more exchanges, yes, we are. And where are we? We're like 90% there. In one case, we're actually 99% there. So that's going to be upcoming news in the month of July as well. So more people can get access to buying Bezoge. The kind of exchanges, definitely, we've gone tier 3 with Hotbit, so we're not going to go again with another tier 3. All the exchanges that we're in final talks with or we finalized are all like tier 2 or tier 1. But we're not going to come out with 3. We're probably going to do 1, increase the user base and see how it goes. What else do I have for you guys? One moment, guys. I had some notes because so much is always happening in Bezoge. Yeah, that's what I had here. So influencers, marketing, press release, further listing on exchanges, the meme contest, and as Bezoge, whatever plans we do have coming up, yeah, those we will announce. So we're not going to give you guys leaks on anything that we feel is only halfway done. Just to let you guys know. Oh, yes, the biggest update. Guys, our white paper is going to be publicly made available. Okay, and you guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised to know that games and NFT is just a part of Bezoge. So when the white paper is published and made public, you guys are going to see exactly how big of a vision is Bezoge going to encompass. We're not just a meme. We're not just gaming. We're not just NFT. So when the white paper has been made public to you guys, and I think that white paper is going to come out this week. You guys are going to see that it's just one or two out of like many aspects of Bezoge. So just to keep the excitement up, I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but there's a lot more happening with Bezoge on other aspects and divisions of crypto and the internet world in general. So yeah, that was something I wanted to kind of update you guys on the chat itself. So you guys will
Yeah, we
have
need
a
people to
proper
be
read up
clear.
and write up on it.
Yeah, people need to be clear on the fact that we're not just a game. It's not just a game and it's not just a meme. We're going to be doing a hell of a lot more than just the game, because we realize the game is going to take a long time as well. But there's going to be some other cool. Really, I can't wait to tell everyone about it. There's a lot of really exciting stuff coming. That is going to be honestly amazing.
What we're doing as one of the projects I'll tell you, which you'll see in the white paper, which will be established very quickly. It's one of a kind. It's unique. No one's done it, and we're gonna bring it out into the market, and it's gonna be something a little more different. But what I can say is that it'll really add to the commercial purpose of Bezoge's ecosystem, and it's gonna start inviting people and other communities to come to Bezoge. It's going to attract them. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing. Either this week or maximum by next week, there's going to be a strategic partnership announcement. I'm working on it. It's not final, so don't take my word for it, but it's almost final. I'm quite confident. So Bezoge is going to have a strategic partnership with another project. So that's also going to be good. There was some people that have found us and said that, hey guys, we've loved what you guys have done with Bezoge. We need you guys to come in from the technical sides, the development sides, and we've actually said, okay, sure. And we've started discussing terms, which is good because all the holders of their projects are also going to get exposure to Bezoge, and these are all crypto users. So yeah, that's the update. So the marketing, the PR, the press releases, the white paper, and the strategic partnership announcements, these are all going to be following in the next week, this coming week, or the next week maximum.
That's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, look, we really wanted to make a point. The reason we came as a meme was to really bring in that community feel for everybody. And we didn't want anyone to say that we are defined because, hey, some of our holders are not gamers. So they couldn't care about that. Some of our holders came in because they love the story. So they deserve to get more of the story. Some guys came in for having the joy of owning an NFT which belongs to them for life with the authentication on the Ethereum blockchain. So we brought that. But there's a much bigger audience out there that we're planning to serve, because the Bezoge Kingdom has to involve everybody, and everyone in the internet world has a different, I don't know, what can you say, like obsession, right? Like my wife, all she does is Amazon.com, right? And all I get is SMSs of all the money she's spending on shit we don't need. Sorry, I needed to get that out. Or you have other people doing many other things. Some people like to read. Some people like to, I don't know, watch videos. People love music. That's why we brought the Bezoge Bros. Well, the Bezoge Bros are awesome. So the Bezoge Bros are there on board. So that's what Bezoge is. Bezoge is not defined by just certain aspects of community. It is a complete community, and that's what we're trying to build here. So we're getting the games and NFT out, but keep in mind that's only a part of Bezoge. So when the white paper is made public, you guys will see it and you'll love some of the unique stuff that's actually going to get developed. And those are the kind of things you've not seen any other crypto project putting up right now. Cool, man. We're ready to take questions.
If you could you elaborate on like the partnership, like if you can, because I mean I kind of understand, but I kind of don't. Like, are you guys working on like the same type of idea or just like different ideas? And
No,
you know what I mean?
no. What happens is, let's say, no, moving away from our project, like what happens is there is projects out there, right? And a lot of people want to go and work with people that have shown performance. So a lot of crypto projects out there have been quite impressed with how our team operates, how we develop, and how we have such deep technical knowledge. So like those projects had it in their roadmap, but they were still looking for programmers or something related to being able to establish the purpose that they've set out in the roadmap. Those kind of projects have approached us and said, hey, can you guys do this for us? So we said, no, we can do it, but Bezoge can do it. So what happens is, instead of them saying to us, guys, come, let's hire you guys, and you guys can do some of the work that we need in the blockchain, what we call it is a strategic partnership, because it gives us exposure, it gives the community exposure, and if they need a little bit of help and assistance in being able to serve their audience, right? That's what they need. We don't need anything from them. We just want that if they have 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 holders, that those holders understand that Bezoge is a very vital component. They come to our community, they appreciate, right, who we are, what we are, and then they'll come. They'll buy Bezoge, they'll play the games, they'll do the NFTs and all the bunch of stuff. So strategic partnership means there's a cooperation, and there's like a growth of holders or something. Like a lot of you guys are following Russ. So if you hold Bezoge, you hold some of his other picks, correct? So it's something like that. That's what a strategic partnership is. I have details, but it's better if it's done as an official announcement once we finalize all the details, right?
Right, I understand. Hey, how's the
Cool. Anyone else has questions?
How's the health of our fellow Bezogian?
Yeah, he's good, man. Man, may all our Bezogians stay super healthy. He's all right, man. He's pulling through.
Right? Is he good? Is he
Yeah,
good?
yeah, he's pulling through. He's stable. Yeah, he's stable. He's good. We're constantly asking for updates, and he'll be okay, man. I think also there was Sass, who one of his best friends was also in hospital. Haven't got an update from him recently, but I hope he's okay as well. Cool, man. Cool question to ask, man. But let's see.
I think, are you laughing at the same thing as I'm laughing at, Zach? Or are you like, you're right?
Is it
It's Dog Lord. Anyway, on you go. Continue.
Yeah. Continue.
Sorry, I think
Well,
I'm missing
no,
something.
any more
Something happened to
questions?
Duck Lover? Something
We should
happened.
answer all
he's
the Twitch
just
questions first.
that's what he wants. Okay, no wonder he's bombing my message. No, nothing happened to Dolgord, man. He's just making sure that the YouTube and the Twitch streams are running fine, and I think he had some connection issues to get into the voice chat. So we just have him in a group chat, and he's just coordinating with us. He can hear in, but he can't talk, and we kind of prefer that. That Dolgord just listens and doesn't speak, right?
Well then, okay. Just checking in, just to see what what everybody's status up to. But thank you for the update.
I do have a question. In the white paper, will there be an elaborate, I guess, breakdown of any like tokenomics? I'm not sure. I just came in, so I'm not sure if you guys went over that.
Our tokenomics have already been set. So we burned half our liquidity. And we distributed 44% of the circulating supply in a fair and stealth launch with a buy-in limit of $100 or $70 to like maybe 400 or 600 holders on the day of the launch. So our tokenomics are already set. Apart from 3% that was kept as treasury, which still hasn't been used. That's supposed to be used for development and stuff, but we're allowing the value of that treasury wallet to grow before we actually use it. And there was 3% set aside for the developer. Apart from that, everything was fairly distributed to the world. We're a community-owned coin, so our tokenomics are very community-based. But yeah, it will be in the white paper, just to answer your question.
And will there be any updates in regards to the tokenomics, or will it stay firm?
No, there can't be any updates. Our contract is locked. Our keys have been burned, so our code can never change. Even the developers themselves have zero access into the contract. When we launched initially, we left all the links and the proof on the Ethereum blockchain. And if you go back, you can even find it, or if you go to Etherscan, you can see that no one has ownership of the Bezoge contract now. So no one can get into the contract anymore, including us.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Stacks, there's a 1% redistribution and a 1% burn on every transaction.
Got it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no issues. Any other questions?
There is 1% burn in Uniswap. What happened when listed in other exchanges?
No, in other exchanges, they run their own wallets. So only when people deposit or withdraw and they interact with the smart contract does the burn and redistribution apply.
So buy on Uniswap.
Yeah, it's always better to be on Uniswap to enjoy the distribution, redistribution to your wallets. Because if you're buying Bezoge off an exchange, it's not going to increase in quantity. It's going to remain the same. And if you withdraw it from an exchange, it will interact with the smart contract and end up actually, the transfer will be subject to the tax. So obviously Uniswap's a lot better.
Just want to add, by you guys having a white paper, it will definitely help, all the big YouTubers to actually take a look at the project, because that's actually one of the first things they look at, the white paper. So if they can get, like the big YouTubers take a look at, like Elliott Trades, and he look at the white paper and he'll be like very impressed to it. Just want to add to that.
I hope so too, man. I hope so. And our white paper is actually going to show you guys a whole world of Bezoge that we had envisioned, and a lot more than just, like we said, just gaming or NFT. You'll see that there's a lot more than just that when it comes to the near future of Bezoge. But I also have a feeling that I also have a feeling that maybe in 6 months. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. I'm also sure that there would be a version 1.1 or a version 2 of the white paper in like 6 months, because I think the vision of Bezoge, as we move along and we get more community feedback and we start seeing more things that are trending in the blockchain. So I think the white paper will also be subject to being updated, because there's always so much more and more you can do. But you'll see exactly the vision that's laid out for Bezoge for now. And I don't think I think everything that's laid out will obviously go into development and will, make sure that it's achieved. But I think we're also going to update the white paper as we go, because that's how we feel Bezoge is going to be. Because we see Bezoge is lasting 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, maybe even 50 years from now, as we take the #1 spot away from Doge. So I think also that it's just the white paper for now, so you guys don't have to read our minds and you guys know exactly what we're up to. But I am also sure there's going to be a lot more things added to that white paper in the future.
Hello, I have a question. So you said you're trying to compete with Doge. What do you have that's different from Doge? That makes you think you're going to be lasting for so long?
So you see, the issue we had with the community-owned tokens was the fact that they were never really community-owned. So half of Doge's supply sits with just very few people, right? So that's one thing that we have that sets us apart from Doge, that our wallets are very, very distributed. I mean, within the first month, we have 16,000 holders, and our wallets have become very distributed. Secondly, Doge itself does not really have a purpose, right? We have a purpose. Doge doesn't have utility. We have a utility. The Doge developers don't care about their community, right? We actually want the community to feel over the months and years that everyone that was in this early, since we've crossed our first month going into the second month, that they've all been part of it, right? Doge doesn't do redistribution. So there's no incentive to hold Doge. It's just purely for price speculation. Doge is not deflationary in nature, which means the proof of value, the proof of scarcity, or the proof of deflation, it's not present in Doge. So even with the price, even without the price moving, the value of the community grows when you're deflating, because more and more of the supply is reducing. So there's a bunch of stuff that makes us different from Doge. The games are not there. The entertainment's not there. They don't have a band. We do. The NFT concepts are not there. Yeah, the Bezoge bros are awesome, man. They're not listening in, but those guys are awesome. They've done some cool stuff for you guys. So just watch this space. Like we said, last week was a very tough week. We didn't want to bring in good news into a bad news market. But this week looks like, hey, man, crypto's going to do good, and we're going to start dropping good news and positive times and positive days. We do understand you guys are not only holding Bezoge. So we know overall, generally, when you guys see that your portfolios are looking a little weaker, that no news could be good news for you.
Apart from Bobby, he only holds Bezoge.
No, he owns it. Bobby's here.
Leave me out of this. You guys, leave me out of this. You guys carry on.
We love you, Bobby.
I can't buy no more dips, guys. I'm selling the house.
Oh shit!
Wait, we already had another child. There's a child up for adoption, man, to replace the one you've sold.
It's all right. I found the replacement.
Should have bought Bezos.
Love you, Bobby. So, anyone has other questions for the devs?
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when the current supply gets all burnt out? Like, does the price increase or like
to the moon?
No, so it doesn't really all get burnt out. It's technically not possible for all the supply to get burnt out without us, like you said, inflating to the moon. So if we're gonna burn super hard, it will organically push our price up.
Nice.
But there's no chance that all of it can get burnt out, because remember, where let's say today you transfer 1 trillion Bezoge for, let's say, 1 Ether, like in the future, the same value transaction would be of less Bezoge. So that 1% would start becoming less just to be matching against the value. So if you run the algorithm in like a test model environment, like that's how it operates. But you cannot burn through the entire supply.
Okay.
It's just like
you're only ever
Bitcoin.
burning 1% at a time. You're only burning 1% at a time. So every time you burn and the supply goes down, every transaction will be less and less. And so you'll be burning less and less. And if you're burning 1% at a time, of course, it's never possible to burn everything.
Okay. Thank
you were burning 100%. You know, that's you couldn't, because the amount you're burning will keep going down and down and down.
So basically, even if you're burning 1% of 1% and then 1% of 0.5%, it just becomes less and less.
Yeah.
Hello, I have another
Cool.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I invested in Bezoge a week ago. I guess when it was at point, it's like 27. Do you know any reason for like the recent fall other than I guess the crash or dip that we had recently?
Honestly, I just think it's the overall crypto markets that were a little shaky, because there's been like 6 days out of the last 7 days where people's portfolios have been a little bit in the red. That doesn't encourage a lot of people to, it encourages people to do like a wait and watch. Also, we had a lot of influence of holders which were holding similar assets across the board, and those assets have actually completely dropped in value. So when they lost faith in that, for them, naturally, they didn't know much about Bezoge. So we saw there was a very constant, what can you call it, style of transacting where we saw that asset being sold, and they also sold Bezoge at the same time. So I think that's what we've seen. But recently, when we balanced out and we kind of had some good stability and movement, we've noticed that now we've started breaking away from that kind of price action. I would say it's 80% the overall markets, or maybe 90% the overall markets, and 10% the factor that I mentioned.
Yeah, I'll just say I follow quite a few wallets on big whale wallets on Xerion just to see what they're doing, because I like to follow them. And quite a few of them, when the markets were shitty, I just saw they literally just liquidated their entire portfolios into USDC. Quite a few of the people I follow. So it's not and literally every single token that they own, they just turned their entire portfolio into USDC. So that's the sort of thing that's happening even with big players in the game. They're getting scared. They're thinking, shit, the market might crash, so I'm just going to put it into USDC and wait and see what happens. And like Zach said, just sit and watch.
So just to give you guys an example, like even the top blockchains, in the last 8 or 9 days, like I saw Neo took a 90% hit. And that's a huge project, and it's been around for a while, and it's in the billions, and now it's not. So I think it was just the overall psychology of the market. And when you're a new project and you're small, yeah, you can be more subject to price action when the overall psychology of the market's like fearful. But I think those guys are all missing out. And the thing is now the wait and watch guys are all gonna start jumping in. The minute we start moving up and pumping in price action, everyone just starts FOMOing in at the top. It's like, hey man, Bitcoin's $1,000. Like, nah, I don't want it. It's 10,000. I don't want it. And then you're like, oh, it's reached 60,000. You're like, okay, I'm gonna sell my house and my car. I want all Bitcoin. It's just a FOMO mentality. So I think the way we've balanced out shows that people have done sales based on psychology, not out of the fact that they don't have confidence in Bezoge. And I think the way we're going to move up is going to start showing that, okay, a lot of people are just jumping into it because they were looking into it and now they're just FOMOing into it. Also, you have to keep in mind, in the last 1 week, we were quite quiet. So we didn't put out any big news. We waited for this AMA session. So we didn't put out any big news. We didn't do much. We had just a press release. So when it comes to the public and the official announcement stuff, there wasn't much action last week from Bezoge either. So sometimes people love to say they're in a project for like 10 years, but you give them one slow day and they change their mind, right? They're very weak-handed. So that's also happens. Like if they don't see a tweet from Bezoge every 2 hours, they get concerned or worried, which is fine. We love all kinds of Bezogians.
The devs are lazy if you're not tweeting every day. That's what they say.
That's the thing. So we knew that, hey man, if we're gonna tweet now, all we're doing is we're trying to impress people who are not impressed anyway. And if we're gonna start throwing out big news and development stuff into a market where the psychology is fearful, we're not gonna make an impact anyway. So as much as we wanted to start doing that, we felt like it wouldn't have helped much with the price action.
Smart.
And we would have wasted a lot of good news and good stuff.
Save the ammunition. Very smart.
Well, I hope the community agrees, man. Like sometimes we just use our best experience and knowledge to make the best decisions. I hope you guys understand having 16,000 holders. We do feel like it's a huge responsibility on our shoulders. We try to make the best decisions on the community's behalf. But for us, because we're into Bezoge for the rest of our lives, we don't really look at the prices. We don't look at what the price is today or tomorrow. We just stick to our long-term vision, knowing that if we're going to create value, the market's going to show that value for us. Our order books will automatically do it. Cool, man. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have one. Is there anything like I'm kind of new to the space, but is there any sibling rival going on with this coin and Elon? Because that has dropped tremendously, and I think this could be a good marketing opportunity if we want to go that way, to kind of like start. I think I saw your mini game. Elon was in that, but I think you can tease them to some extent over time, and they can tease back, and they can create publicity in that way. Maybe not now in this market, but like over time.
What I would love to do it, and it would be a great shill. So you see, in our game, Elon always wins. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because Bezos has to lose, and whatever score. So I was thinking we should actually encourage the community to go into the Elon community and start talking about how Elon's always kicking Bezos' ass in the mini game. And people will actually start saying, what is this Bezos mini game? But I have also noticed that after Bezos launched, many projects, obviously shitty projects, crappy projects, have taken bits and pieces and inspiration from us and come out with ideas that we came out with. So the voice chats on Telegram were never this popular until we made it popular, because we started showing people that, hey, transparency is important. People should know the devs are always around. They shouldn't just be fingers crossed hoping that the devs are up to something, right? That the devs are around, they're updating, they're developing. And I noticed so many projects that have followed, that one of the biggest taglines is, devs are in voice chat, right? So we set that trend. I've also noticed that people came out saying, oh, we'll make some NFTs. Again, this is a trend that Bezos set. And the reason now why we do our news and our updates the way we do it is because we don't want any competing project to cheapen us. So once it's done, we release the news. So at least that way we're the first to do it. That's why, like I said, when we drop our white paper and some of the unique stuff you guys are going to see, the reason I'm not talking about it in the AMA is because I don't want someone else just to come out with a little text message on a pump and dump coin, and then it makes our idea cheap, right?
First mover advantage. It's a real thing. Look it up.
Yep.
Can I ask just one more question? What's your personal incentive to do this whole Bezoge anyway? Obviously, are you guys gonna be able to profit in the long run if you keep this on long enough? Like, because obviously you guys have to get paid. So is there gonna be like any personal incentive for you guys to do this as well?
So Kelly, it's a funny thing, right? What's happened is we haven't touched the treasury wallet. We haven't touched the developer wallet. So in the beginning, when we came out, everyone was like, these guys have to have a motive. These guys have to have some kind of agenda. These guys have to have something, right? Because in the blockchain world, the team takes everything and the holders are left with nothing. And we wanted to show that there could be a legacy that you could set in the blockchain, which created a community by giving. So in all honesty, our intentions was to give and grow a community just for positivity and for the sake of proving the true purpose of decentralization. So yes, the developers and the founders of the project have been investing into the project from our own pockets, right? But keep in mind, we have a 3% developer wallet. And we've said to ourselves that, man, we'll touch that wallet once we hit a 1 billion or more market cap. And we will only take that liquidity from an exchange, not from Uniswap, because we don't want to hurt our price action, right? So we do have incentive. We have 3% between all the founders of the project. And hopefully, if we keep growing value for you guys, it's going to grow value for us. But for now, we are self-funding the project like we have been since day one. Our incentive is just the positivity, the good karma, the strangers that have become our friends. A lot of this stuff is in-house to us. So the development teams have been there. It's not, it hasn't come on as a burden to us. It's actually just been amazing with the positivity and the unity, the love that we've been creating, man. So it's like two types of inspiration. One is financial motivation for the future and inspiration and motivation for the current state of Bezoge. There's two things there, I guess you can say. One is material and one is non-material.
I don't think you'll get a more honest answer from any other coin.
Yeah, karma's real.
Yeah, man. So look, sometimes it takes time to prove it. Initially, when we used to say this stuff, I know a lot of people had doubts, but now you guys can actually see that it's all on the Ethereum blockchain. Our incentive is there. We're not touching it. We don't want to touch it because we feel it's undervalued. And we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get there.
In month of July, we accept one exchange, central exchange.
It is the plan, yes. Which one, when, that's something we'll just give out publicly as official news to all you guys.
When we
Oh
talk,
man, anyone have any questions?
yeah, I have a question. This week in the community, we were reading about the big news. Which part of it was that? If you don't mind just elaborating a little bit more, or maybe we haven't talked about that part yet.
I think it's come out a little bit, right? It's a combination of the white paper, the news that, hey man, guys, we're just a small part of us is the NFT gaming. And also the fact that I just kind of publicly told you guys that, hey man, we're already in talks and in final stages with some centralized exchanges. So that's what I think is a combination, yeah. And then obviously there is some really cool stuff, man. When the white paper comes out, you'll see. You guys will like some of the uniqueness of some further things that we've added into our roadmap that have never been talked about since day one. So all of it's like big news put together. And like I said, some like the big drops, it's always done officially to everybody at the same time. Because there's like 50 or 60 guys here in the chat. I don't know how many people are listening in on Twitch. So yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
Jeff,
already
what's
been
so funny,
established.
Camino?
Oh, go ahead. I think it's already been established that we're going to do, weekly updates, whether it's going to be a big news or just a status update, just to keep people in line that, there's always something going on behind the scene with Bezoge, that the project is not being abandoned. And I'm pretty sure it's not being abandoned, but, some people just need to hear that.
Yeah, we'll be on here
Man,
every
we
week.
love Bezoge,
100%.
dude. Dude, there's like, my kids are wearing Bezoge merch. They're singing the Pumped Up Coin song. Bezoge is like in our veins right now. We could never leave Bezoge behind. It's something we take passion in, man. It's what keeps us up at night, man. We live boring lives. You call it whether day jobs. So Bezoge has given us like purpose, and it's made us younger again, man. We're never gonna leave Bezoge. We're just gonna keep on developing and growing it. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, just to reaffirm to the people who kind of question that, but been a believer since day one, so not going anywhere. So
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff. Cool, guys.
Any update from? Has there been any update from Apple on the iOS game?
I wish there
Dev
was.
gave an update earlier. We applied for Apple and Play Store at the same time. Play Store got us up and running this week. So with Apple, it's just, we're doing our follow-ups, man. We're sending them constant emails. I would be lying if I said, today or tomorrow. But just to give you guys the confidence that, yes, we are pushing and doing our best to make sure that we're published as soon as possible. And that's what we can do, man. With a company like them, we're just restricted to their way of doing business or publishing us. So hopefully it'll be sooner than later. And obviously when it comes to the prize competition, we're going to have to extend that so that all the community users get a chance to set out their high scores. The prizes are huge, right? So we'll definitely be extending the prize, the competition for the mini game, so that the iOS users will also get a chance, right?
Yeah, the iOS game. I mean, Apple are. I can tell you what the issue is with Apple. They don't like they've in the last year they started really restricting individual accounts. We don't have a company account with Apple, and so they're really strict on anything that's uploaded on a personal account that's not a company account. So it's just taking a while. It's quite normal. I spoke to our team and they said it's actually quite normal that they take up to a month for the first upload on a personal account, because they do like a due diligence on the owner of the account. It's not that they're going to reject the app or whatever it is. It's more about they want to make sure that the person that owns the account is legit, and they do sort of due diligence on them. It's a pain in the ass. But we're also in the process of setting up a company account through a partner. So once we have a company account, that'll help the Apple process to be a lot smoother, because we've realized that it's just Apple are a huge pain in the ass with personal accounts, and we don't want it to be an issue in the future. So we're going to try and get a company account. That's what we're going to try and do.
So
and we've got a partner.
Just to let you guys know, like with our experience, with our experience, the coding and the policies of having the app, that's not an issue. What we've submitted is as per their guidelines and standards, because we've published a lot of apps with them. What an issue is they would do real human verification, and that's where the process takes longer. So that's what it's about. I don't think it has anything to do with the coding of our app.
That's cool. Thanks for the update.
Cool, man. Anyone else questions?
Anything about the memes? The awesome job to everyone that created those memes. Fantastic work.
Thank you, man. Thank you, dude.
Love the memes.
It's your appreciation, guys. It's your appreciation, guys, that really keeps us going. And what really inspires and motivates us is when we see the community shilling, because we feel like you guys have a sense of pride. that you want to let other people know. So that's kind of been getting a little slow recently. Really request you guys to kind of keep it up, because we feel that you're as proud of Bezoge as we are when you're spreading the word and you're just taking those few seconds or few minutes out just to tag us, mention us, shill us in other groups. You know, we do take a lot of inspiration and motivation from that. Your appreciation as well. So if you guys can kind of keep that up and keep a culture in our groups and platforms to let other people, like, you know, kind of get into that culture of saying, hey man, Bezoge is young, the unity of Bezoge is awesome, Bezoge does games, music, NFTs. So hey man, keep going. They're gonna be there's and when the white paper comes out, obviously you'll have more reasons. And just, you know, let people know, man, you know, like who we are, what purpose we serve, how fucking cool our dev is. I mean, his Scottish accent is so sexy, right? And yeah, just,
Thanking you.
just
Very hot.
it's, yeah.
Very steamy hot.
This hospital.
I don't
criminals-
remember having any card.
Bezoge, Bezoge, Bezoge.
Hey, Robert, my dad's got a question.
Yeah.
So I want to go back to the strategic partnership aspect. So is this something that is going to be on a case-by-case basis, or is this going to be sort of a development as a service that Bezoge would offer to other groups?
No. We're not going to do that. Development as a service, because if there's any development that we should do, we should service our community first. Strategic basically means that there's gaps that can be filled with Bezoge, which helps us increase our ecosystem. So it's strategic for us, not for them, in a way.
Awesome.
But since we have so much development power and community power, hey man, I want to take advantage of that. You know what I mean? Like, why shouldn't I leverage the power of our community, right? And then find a way to extract that benefit for our community. So we're not going to do development as a service, because why? We should service the development of Bezoge. And if there's an idea of development that exists, we should do it for Bezoge. Why do it for any other project? So strategic is just strategic for us. So we get exposure to their holders indirectly start recognizing that, hey man, if these guys need these guys' help, which means these guys have something going on. You know, that's what it is.
By the way, I noticed the this voice chat is being recorded, so I assume it's going to be uploaded to YouTube.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's been streaming on YouTube and Twitch, and I think
Yeah,
there'll be
I think
a recording
we'll
available.
the VOD. We should release the VOD on Twitch, and I think it'll automatically save on YouTube. We can also release it on YouTube. Yeah.
We're going to be famous, man.
Hell yeah. Bye, bitches.
Hell yeah, man. Get the word out there, guys. Come on, man. We're such a fucking awesome project community. We're having so much fun. I mean, let people know, man. Let people know that, hey, man, the best part of my day is when I finish my shitty work and I actually get into Bezoge. Seriously, even for me, like, I enjoy what I do. I'm an entrepreneur. But I can't wait until I get into the Bezoge community. I can't wait to read the messages that people have left or get updates on what we're going to do next. Like, it's the best part of my day. It keeps me up till like 1, 2 in the morning sometimes. Sometimes all night long. Like last night, I was up all night long. So you know, guys, go ahead and do that. Get people in. Like, they don't have to buy Bezoge. You don't need to take financial responsibility. Tell them, listen, just come into Bezoge and have fun. Enjoy the unity, love, talk to people. If you're new to crypto, ask your questions. I mean, everyone's helpful. And just, yeah, like I said, it's very important just to take a few seconds out. You gotta like us. You gotta share us, man. We're very, very young. more and more people gotta know. Just a moment of respect and honor and like half a second of silence for John McAfee. But he said that this is the future. Community is the future. And the blockchain is bringing us borderless connectivity. Every day you guys are talking in this group. I can guarantee you there's at least 10, 15, 20 different nationalities and countries being represented just in this voice chat. In our group, we have 14 international channels. This is exactly the power of the blockchain. Like, not to be dictated by governments who create borders for political reasons, create separation through media. What Bezoge is anti everything that's wrong in this world and pro-humanity. So if you see another human being, tell him about Bezoge. You guys got to feel me on this, man. And that's what I'm doing at night. I'm just, sometimes I'll post screenshots showing, hey guys, check it out. I got banned. But I'm so proud of showing you guys that I got banned for shilling. Even though it doesn't look good that a developer of the project is getting banned, but who cares? I mean, at least I got the word out. At least I got 5 more members to join Telegram, or I got 10 more guys to follow us on Twitter. And I know that any one of those people could be the next biggest difference for Bezoge.
Robert, one of my favorite quotes ever was from Brian Tracy. He says, "Don't worry about what other people think about you. They very seldom do."
That's true.
It's so true.
Well,
They're
so there's
busy
a
with their
question.
life. They don't have time. Don't spend your life worrying about what other people think.
So there's a question on Twitch. Let me just cover that before we end the AMA, because the AMA will be ending soon. I think it's been over an hour now.
We had an hour,
Someone
but
said,
we also set a 30-minute extension, so we have a few more minutes to go, Dev.
yeah. So someone asked if there's going to be another contest for Apple users once the game is online. I think we will do something like that. It's not guaranteed yet, but we probably will. Yes.
Yeah, but we are going to extend the price competition so that both iOS and Android users are both included into the competition. So just because of the delay from Apple's side, don't worry, iOS users that have been waiting. Once we do get the app up and running on the App Store, the competition will be ongoing. So you guys can go in and try to set up your high scores and go for the prize.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Bezoge is the future?
Sorry?
Do you think that Bezoge is the future?
Bezoge is the future, yeah. Community-owned
That's a good
wealth,
question.
borderless connectivity is the future. A community building internal and external value and being able to share it in an ecosystem which is convertible to any form of currency of use that they can imagine is the future. And everyone setting their mark in the community is the future. Guys, all we're doing as devs is just giving foundation, fundamentals, guidelines, and structure. But all you're just going to see is Bezoge being developed where the community's involvement, comments, feedback is always going to be valued. I mean, even in the first month, that's how it's been.
I have a question. Since we're all into shilling and everything like that, what about a game trailer or something like that we can shill? I think you'll get a lot more traction out of that.
Yeah, we're going to keep giving you guys shill material. Definitely we'll be giving you guys much more shill material. Let us just make sure, because the last trailer was not supposed to be a trailer and it had a negative impact. Let us just be sure. Maybe we'll try to put out a really nice teaser.
The goal
somehow.
The goal for the MMO is to put together a cover image, like rather than a video trailer to begin with, we'll do like just a 3D rendered cover image that we can use to shill to start off with, and then we'll also work on a really nice animated trailer. But the trailer is going to take time.
Full game time approximately.
The full game is as per a roadmap planned for Q4 of this year. But the way we're planning it is you guys are going to be involved throughout it. So I think it'll also depend on the amount of creativity that we start getting from the community. Even if it requires heavier development, more and more people will feel more engaged. So I think as soon as we get into the sandbox environment, it'll be easier to judge. Maybe we can pull it back, but let's keep it as that on our roadmap so that we can deliver quality, because we really want to deliver something kick-ass for the community.
India need Bezos. Indian people need Bezos. So my request is, please list in Binance till Q4 possible.
Man, what a hypothetical question. Binance wants us to give them $3 million as a listing fee.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Yeah, no, so we can, but then we'll take so much out of the treasury and the community. Let's see, maybe in a month or two, why not? But to tell you guys whether it's possible or not, yeah, it's possible. But are we ready for it yet? I feel we're not. If the community and everyone starts getting that general sense that, hey man, we're ready to step up, sure, we will. And in all honesty, when we do another listing with an exchange, it's probably hopefully going to bring more attention to our project, and hopefully Binance will start considering the fact that, hey man, we want these guys, and maybe we'll be on a better side of the negotiation table. Because you're talking about the number one guys in the business. So right now, we need them. They don't really care about us. So the bigger our community gets and the stronger they see that we're getting, they're going to start seeing something more mutual. I feel that's the best time to then kind of say, okay, man, let's answer that question, right?
Okay, thank you.
100% on that.
There is a donation wallet. If someone was to anonymously donate $3 million into it, hey man, I'll go get you guys Binance.
Bobby's on the call. Bobby?
Hey, can we write you an IOU, Bobby? Can we get $3 million for Binance, please?
Let me see what I can sort out. Wait. First, there's a little bit of debate going on in the chat about the Bobby Bezoge NFT, and they're talking about starting a bidding war. So just to avoid that, Dev, can you just airdrop that to me immediately before any form of bidding war starts out?
A Bobby Bezoge NFT.
The NFTs are gonna follow the code of Bezoge, man. It's all gonna be fair. It's all gonna be it's gonna be a bonding curve or something. No Bezoge will be like valued like crazy just because of a rarity or the demand of who's ready to pay for it. Again, man, Bobby Bezoge. Which NFT did you want, bro? Which one did you want?
No. You got to create a Bobby Bezoge.
And if that happens, I'll sell it to you for 100 ETH, Bobby.
Don't tease me.
Yeah, that's pocket change for Bobby, man. That's just pocket change for this guy.
Hey, it's not
He's
pocket
like,
change for me. I'm not greedy. 100 ETH is fine.
if ETH drops to $1, I'll send you 100 ETH.
So that brings
Oh,
a
see, now you're being
legitimate
cheap.
question, right? That brings a legitimate question. Since you guys are trying to create your own NFTs and put it in other people's metaverse, can I essentially create my own NFT and put it in your metaverse?
Ooh,
good question.
That is a good
That's
idea.
very good.
I'm
Tina's
liking
asking
that.
real questions.
That could be a good concept. Yeah,
Creative
absolutely.
thinking, strategic partners. Go deep.
But would it actually be Bezoge themed?
Yes. So if I want to go customize my own Bezoge, say I want to make a diamond Bezoge, right? I can get someone to create my NFT of a Bezoge and introduce it into the game.
Like, would you have a standard?
Wouldn't that?
Oh, the
But
problem with
yeah,
that
look.
though is the Bezoge that are being released for the first edition, they have set numbers behind each color variant. What's to stop somebody from creating a replica of that, which would throw off the rarity?
True.
For
So what
example,
happens
everybody
is
wants a gold baby one.
once metaverses become more, once the user base of any metaverse increases, obviously there's an in-game economy that starts getting promoted, right? So what happens is someone's created like really cool trees, and you want it for your plot of land, and you don't want to create it, then you'd go to them and say, "Hey, listen, I'll buy your tree," and there's obviously in metaverses there is in-game economies.
Right, but I guess when we're speaking specifically of the Bezoge characters, like the Gold Baby Bezoge, when you guys announced the NFTs, that was the one that everybody was like, I want that one. What's to stop somebody from creating a replica of the Gold Baby Bezoge?
Because you see, if you create a replica, at the end of the day, that's the beauty of NFTs. It's non-fungible tokens. So what happens is you could have a replica, but the blockchain will always show you that it's a replica. So if you want to buy an authentic Bezoge, it has to be in the Bezoge in the smart contract where the Bezoge NFTs are with a correlating token ID number. So even if you create a replica, people will know it's fake.
Mm-hmm. And is that something that can be observed within the game?
That's the whole purpose of NFTs in general. NFTs like property, right? So that's the whole
We'll have to
purpose
build
of
that
it.
into the game. We'll probably build it into the game so you'll be able to see if we have that functionality that you can have other characters to bring them into the game. Then we'll build a functionality to see that it's not a real one.
Is there any way that we can get a girl NFT Bezoge?
Oh, so
Or like,
Bezojis are both male and female. There's no sex when it comes to Bezoge, right? So all dogs are alike. All of Bezoge is all of humanity. So there's no race, sex, color, age. From that standpoint, and I don't think we want to create segregation. And in all honesty, what would a female Bezoge look like that's any different from the Bezojis right now?
Hello guys, I want to say something about sharing Bezoge on Twitter. Like if we can add hashtags of known other coins like Baby Doge and other crypto, like in less than 24 hours, I posted a post on Twitter, and with some hashtags of like Doge and Yumi and Shiba, I got like now less than 24 hours, I got almost 1,000 impressions. Like if we have at least 1,000 people sharing the coin every day on Twitter with those hashtags, like we can get 1 million impressions daily, which is great.
So that's what we need, Ado. What we really need is, you've done it, right? So what you should do is try. If you can actually, in the Telegram group, start telling people that, guys, I'm doing this, right? So what happens is other people start seeing it, right? And what we do as well is we try to keep on doing that. Anything that we know can expose Bezoge to a bigger audience, we just keep on trying to tell people. So after every time a Twitter post is sent, there's an emphasis. Guys, go ahead, like it. Go ahead, share it. So take your experience and share it with everyone as well. And take up a little bit of a role where you come back into the group constantly and keep telling people, because with some constant reminders, it just gets people into action. So I love your idea. We have emphasized on the tagging, but maybe since you've got some good experience now on impressions, I think I think you should also tell everyone in the group and try to mention it more than a couple of times, because not everyone is online at the same time. So that's what I do as well. Like, I'll leave the same message again every 3 or 4 hours so that more and more people can read it, because our chats move really fast. Sometimes people can miss out as well.
Yeah, that's right.
It would be cool too, like if you're going on Twitter, to just like post in the group to let us know, because then like we can come over there and join you, and then like we can chill together. It's more fun that way.
Like I said, guys, all our shilling ideas, if we can kind of keep on going at it in the Telegram group, in writing, kind of setting out reminders, I'll be the first person that'll follow any idea. So I go ahead and I'll like any tweet, I'll share any tweet, I'll tag any tweet, even from the community or from the official Bezoge Twitter, because I know how important it is. So if we could just have that kind of culture of you guys taking these ideas, writing them into the main Telegram group, kind of reminding people, messaging. So we start creating a culture of spreading the pride that we have of being Bezoge holders.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, I need to go
Yeah,
back.
I just want
there's
to
a
say about the
question.
I
game.
think we
There's
can
a
end the
question
AMA here.
on. There's a question on Twitch. It says, so the actual price competition will not finish on July 1st. No, the price competition will be extended so that our iOS brothers and sisters can also have a fair chance to play and set some high scores.
Yeah, I think that's clear.
Well, anyway, if you guys are listening this on YouTube, make sure to hit subscribe. Click the like button and hit that bell notification. So, that's it.
Oh wow, we're YouTubers already.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Gotta get into the game, buddy.
We're gonna end the AMA here. What do you call it? It's just great, man. You guys come in. Everyone has been so productive and so progressive. I like the fact that no matter how the markets have performed, none of us are looking at the short-term value, because Bezoge is not about what's happening yesterday and today. It's about what's going to happen tomorrow and for weeks and months and years into the future. Really appreciated everyone's participation. Really honored to have all you guys as Bezogians, and really look forward to it. We're still here. You guys can keep tagging us in the Telegram groups. We always keep jumping back into the voice chats. So this is not just like it's the end of the AMA right now and that's it. You'll hear back from us next week. We're always around.
Bezoge is the future, man.
Yes, sir, it is.
Bezoge. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Thanks for all your community.
But we'll keep this voice chat open, man. You guys can chat between yourselves. I'm still kind of listening in. I'm not sure. I think Jeff, as you can notice, there's a lot of recap posting and a few things that need to be taken care of. You're a nice guy, but it's okay. You can excuse yourself already. Okay.
Yeah, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
All right.
Nice one, Giza.
By the way,
Thank
is the voice chat
you.
still going to be recording or?
No, that's, oh yeah. So I think we'll end the recording now. 1 second, just.